So welcome, Ryan. Thanks for joining me on this short episode where we try to add tons of value for our listeners. Today we're chatting with Ryan at Footcom. Is that right, Ryan?
That's correct, yep.
And I'll turn off that transcript there. And I want to hear from you and your top tips really for helping people to build a fun, vibrant, lean culture, because you guys are doing an incredible job. I'm on a couple of lean global group chats with Ryan, and him and his team have come an incredible way in the last 12 months. It's unbelievable. So I just wanted to jump in and firstly say that, and then pick your brains about what, if you had your time again, what would you do? How would you start off? What are your, let's start with your number one top tip to help our listeners on how to build a vibrant, fun, lean culture.
Yeah, thanks, Bernard. That's awesome. And thanks for having me here, because it's good to share. Love the fact that lean is just such a sharing community, and we all learn from each other. So we've obviously come a long way, as you say, in the last 12, 18 months, but it's not, we wouldn't have done it on our own. We've definitely enjoyed being part of these groups and sharing and ideas. So from our point of view, if I had my time over again to start again, I probably started in lean just by myself. I would have probably got the team more on board and engaged first.
From the start? Yep.
Before actually implementing some of the lean principles we did around here. So that would be a top tip. I would say one would be, as we all know, morning meeting, number one. And probably the first few weeks, I would have just literally run over lean principles and the 8 wastes, and it got the team on board before implementing anything.
Yes.
Because what we're finding now is, as you show them those principles and show the team, they understand and will get a lot more value out of it than just putting, I don't know, visual standards up or SOPs around the building. They're like, well, what is this guy doing? Yes. Where's this coming from? What's the background behind it? And secondly, ensure they've all read Paul Akers' 2-second lean book first, or at least listen to the audio or run that through them with, say, a learning club or something like that. So that'd probably be my top tip before, getting heavily involved in lean. As business owners and leaders, we tend to get quite jumpy and want to just get stuff done fast and basically sort of hurry up the rest of the team, but it's a process and it takes time, and you've got to bring everyone's personalities and backgrounds on board before. And as you'd know, you've got a lot of different cultures globally now working in a small country like New Zealand. They might not even understand the principle of lean or even understand English that well, so you need to make sure the team is fully supportive and fully behind before running into it head first.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love all those comments. They all line up with our experience here too with Premier Group and all the businesses that we coach through Premier Business Academy as well. It's fantastic. What is the so how long have you been on the journey?
So myself, I've started in 2020 during COVID. So we're on 5 years now. But it was probably 2 years ago I really realised that we need to make a bit more of this thing, and that's when I reread Paul's book and got quite heavily involved in it myself, and then brought the team along slowly. And so that's been a process in itself. We're a small team here.
How many staff are you guys?
We've got 9 staff here.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
So the biggest win out of that is just getting them on board, coaching them, and leading them. But like I say, has been for me. It was something that I loved doing and enjoyed myself, but hadn't really brought the team on. So probably, like I say, 18 months has been a real cracker for us, and having everyone buy in, which has been amazing from that point of view. I'm very lucky the team here bought in on it. Had 3 in the leadership team that really bought in, which has obviously helped massively too, because if you've got other people, not just you, banging on about it, everyone gets on board as far as the other staff goes.
Yeah, it's
not
brilliant.
Just one person.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's one of the first things I share with people is to make sure you try and find some advocates and some some people inside the team that are going to support you, because you can't. It's really hard. It's almost. I mean, it's impossible to do it by yourself, especially if the bigger your team grows. That's fantastic.
Yep.
What is the what do you find is the best way to teach and train your people about the lean principles, and any tips around growing people? Because this is what really this lean journey is all about, is growing people. It's really the ultimate human development system, isn't it? So tell us about how you do it.
100%. I'm terrible at it, but I'm learning myself. One of the things I did first thing.
Well, I think you're doing a great job, but anyway, carry on.
Some different people have different ideas about things. But one of the first things I did is actually personalities, understanding our team's personality. So his personality, you can get 16 personality types. We all
did you do that? Did you?
Yep, as a
awesome.
team.
Yep,
100%. So that was one of the big wins we had, and around what we learned out of that was about communication styles.
Yeah, okay. So that was the biggest learn.
Absolutely.
So I was going to ask you, what did you get out of doing that? Like, did you put their profiles on the wall? What did you do with that information?
Yeah, we did. Yep. So we put that up on the wall, and we split it into the 4 quadrants of how people learn and how people express themselves. And that is obviously different from a workplace to home to, shopping, whatever you're doing. It all changes. But if you know how people operate internally in your company, it makes so much better, because if you're going up to someone constantly handing them a bit of paper with your scribbles on it, but they actually want it in electronic form via email, you're never going to get the best out of them. So what biggest thing was to find out how their communication styles work. And then the other thing is, you've got a lot of introverts. Some of us leaders generally are extroverts. We just blurt it all out and just get stuff done. But a lot of people take time to process stuff, and we need to find that out. The other thing to learn out of that was the morning meeting. Some people are nowhere near as confident as running the morning meeting. So coaching and training and literally standing alongside them in the morning meeting and running it with those people after understanding what their personality type was made a huge difference for us.
Nice. That's great. That's a great advice. I'm going to take that one on board. I love that.
Because as we know, not everyone's the same, thankfully.
Yeah. Be a boring world.
It would be, absolutely.
That was the case.
Yeah,
that's very helpful. Okay, awesome. So teaching and training, you do that in the morning meeting, you do that on external courses. Like, how do you teach and train and coach, and so that people are always growing? What do you do?
I did it in the morning meeting for starters, and then after speaking with Ryan Turney earlier last year, he talked to me and said we need to be doing that in our improvement time as well. So straight after our morning meeting, we have 30 minutes improvement time, which all the team get involved in, which was quite a challenge to start with to get, because it's a mindset change. You can't just go back into your day job. But after explaining to the team why we're doing it, and also as the leader or the owner of the company, allowing them the time out of their day, you're paying them to improve their workspace. But Ryan showed me how to get alongside them in improvement time and actually coach and train them on what they're doing.
Yeah, so good. Yeah. So one-on-one.
Yep, absolutely. And just rotating that around your team, it's not always the easiest thing to do.
So spending a little bit of time with a different person each day. Correct. So how you approach it? Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So the hardest thing for us or me as a leader to do that was I had to drop my improvements. So I had to think of when else I could put my improvements in, because improvement starts with I. We can't stop. We've got to keep improving. But if we're not training and coaching our team to come along with us on the journey, you're wasting your time, in my opinion. So that was a mindset shift for me, was figuring out when I was going to do my improvements. And I ended up either doing them early in the morning before I got into the day, or later in the afternoon when I had some spare time. And then during that improvement time, working alongside one of the team and just moving around and trying to help them, encourage them, and
awesome,
allowing them to fail. Like, it don't have to be perfect in your improvement every time, but just making sure it's that. The other thing was ensuring they had the right tools. So by working alongside them, they were like, well, hang on a minute, where's my laminator? Or where's my screwdriver, or where can I find a drill to do this job? So ensuring they are aware of where those tools are.
That's brilliant. And did you guys are you one of the companies that's sort of implemented a lean cave similar to what we're doing, or what do you do there?
Yep. So that was, did that about 6 months ago.
Brilliant.
Had a little sort of workshop thing, but turned it into a proper lean cave.
Wow.
And we're
Awesome.
still working on that. But that's just making sure that, again, you've got the right equipment for your team. So I'd say 2 things are important out of that. One is having a lean cave, having those tools, and as Jack Bussey says, a lamination station. Ensure you've got, so for the office admin staff, they are more likely to need a lamination station with all the office equipment as such there. And then for the warehouse guys, they need a lean cave with a drill and a hammer and those kind of things.
Yeah, I love that. Lamination station. Awesome. Love it. Sorry, you go.
And I was going to say, thirdly, a lean library. So
nice. Yep.
We had a new customer service person start with us about 3 months ago. One of the first things I said to them for their improvement time was, after they've tidied their desk, which was pretty tidy when you first start, obviously, was just go up to the lean library and grab a book and read a book for half an hour.
Awesome.
And that was a big mindset change from where this person had come as a company, basically sitting at my desk reading a book. What do you smoke?
No, that's fantastic. So tell me, this is really helpful stuff. So couple of questions. Is one, like a pushback we get often when we're coaching lean is like, we're so busy we can't stop to make 30 minutes for improvement time. How did you make that shift into that 30 minutes? That's a big chunk of your day.
Yeah, it's a big challenge, a massive challenge. I got taught by a leadership coach a couple of years ago about that. So if I said to you, hey, Bernard, you and your team, we're going down to the pub for lunch, would you say you're too busy?
Yeah, good question.
They never say they're not too busy to go down, and if the boss is shouting burgers and a beer, they'll go down for half an hour. So I came at it like that.
Good tip.
Came at it that approach and just said, hey guys, just pretend this is me giving you guys burger and beer, and we're having a good yarn down at the pub.
Yeah, nice. So make it fun.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then so you just there's no excuses. You just got to make the time.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. And it doesn't always.
And how quickly? Sorry, you go. Finish.
No, I was just going to say it doesn't always happen. Like we do have, time pressure. You've got things happening, and we just. But I suppose that's where the morning meeting comes in, and we have clarity around that. Hey, and the guys will just say, hey, look, sorry, I'm just not going to have time for my improvements this morning. We've got this shipment to clear away, or we've got this stock to get out the door.
Yeah. In that case, would you then shift their improvement time to the afternoon, or does it just not happen at all? How do you approach that?
It does depend what's going on in the day. I always encourage them to try if they can, but we're not perfect, and we will fail, and sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And you'll do it the next morning. I'm not a big stickler for ensuring thou shalt do it. I'm kind of relatively flexible when it comes to that.
And that's working for you?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. Awesome. I love it. So 4 days a week's better than no days a week, right?
100%. Yep.
Yep. Okay, absolutely. Cool. And results, what have you noticed? What are the tangible results from this journey so far? Let's look at the last 12 months. Have you got an improvement in culture, engagement, customer satisfaction, profits? What are you seeing as tangible results?
I suppose I've been focused probably on our culture a lot, because I think if the culture's right, the people will work for you. They won't work against you. And as a leader or a business owner, we're always fearing that you don't want your staff working against you, because that's the worst thing that can ever happen. So absolutely. We want to make sure that culture is right. And I think there's been a huge shift, and we're, as a team now, real free to talk about anything and everything that comes up. We'll challenge each other. We're not scared to have those hard questions. Say, hey, Bernard, you're not doing this right. How are we going to fix this? We always bash up the process, not the person, of course.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
But
blame the process, not the person. That's a great shift in mindset for leadership. That's great. We love that.
Yep, it works a treat. And then come back to you as the leader of the organisation and say, look, how can I do it better? What do you think I can do better? And then how would you run this if this was your company? What would you do? And that always gives them. So culture's been a huge win for us. Secondly, I think efficiency in this warehouse. We obviously just sell lots of small items. We sell shoelaces.
Yes.
And we've got to get a cheap shoelace.
Different to bricks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of profit in a $4 shoelace, so you got to make sure it's out the door as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, with the least touches and least waste. Yep.
Correct. So we've got 2 guys running our warehouse with the backup of 1 operations guy. So effectively 2.5 people. I think in the last 12 months, if we didn't have this lean culture, we'd be up to 4, if not 5 guys in our warehouse.
Yeah, amazing. So it's really helped with efficiency, big time.
Yep. And they can see that too.
Yeah, awesome. A question you also get asked often is like, are people going to be scared they're going to get fired? But really, lean is about creating new opportunities with higher value roles for people, isn't it? So you haven't fired anyone as a result of lean, right? You've grown your company.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah. That's what we always see.
We've had some people move on, but it needed to happen because they just weren't getting into the vibe, and they could see that themselves, and it was actually a really easy shift out.
That's great.
They were just like, and that's fine. I'd rather them not be here than try and to go.
That's the beauty. Yeah, it's brilliant. That's the beauty of a strong culture, is that people self-select out, don't they? It makes the whole HR process so much less painful. And change the people. That's such a key thing to think about in leadership. Yeah, that's really powerful. I love that. Any other tangible results? Is there anything else that if someone's sitting on the fence going, I don't want to commit, or I can't commit, or I don't see the value in shifting my thinking and my business methodology across to lean thinking, continuous improvement thinking, what would you say to those people?
I would say, do you want to make more profit in your company? And if you do, which ultimately I don't know anyone that runs a company that doesn't want to make more profit, go to lean.
Yeah,
because
nice.
that's what it'll do. You might look at it, and I look at it and go, well, I've saved myself 2 staff members' wages. Now I can share that with my team as a profit share, or however you like to do it, or a bonus scheme, however the company works.
Yeah, brilliant.
At the end of the year, and they see the results in that, so they're working harder for it.
So there's more for everybody.
Correct. Yep. So I'd say it probably comes back to, do you want to make more profit in your company or organisation?
Yeah,
if you're not doing lean, you'll just be in a mess, and you'll be running around in square circles.
Chaos. Yeah. And I always say to people, like, who doesn't want less struggle every day? A little bit less struggle, a little bit less drama, a little bit less firefighting, a little bit less challenges and problems. And another note, something that's really worked for us in the recent year or two is treating our problems like treasure. So raising every problem to the surface so that it gets focused on in the morning meeting, and we're solving those problems together. That's been a huge part of our journey, and something that we coach and train on a lot, because if there's no problems, there's a big problem. So that's really helpful, what you're saying.
Absolutely.
It's great.
No,
it's great. Okay, well, we're nearly done, Ryan. You've been amazing. Is there any other final things you would say or want to share with us to help people either get it off the ground, get this lean thing off the ground, or even sustain and improve, take their journey to the new level, to the next level? Any last couple of tips?
No, it's been good. We really appreciate it. I would probably just say most of the people or yourself, you're trying to train and teach are leaders, and they want to bring this journey of lean on, and they're probably scared about doing it. We need to lead by example. We're in a leadership role for a reason. We've chosen that role. We've got to that role. We need to ensure we're leading by example. So, as I said before, improvement starts with ensuring we're not just sitting in our office trying to push out those the lean principles because I've read the book and I can tell you how to do it. It's actually physically getting down on the gemba and working with the team.
Yeah, getting to where the work is being done, in the office, on the shop floor, on the factory floor, the dispatch yard. Absolutely. And every time I do a gemba walk, or we call it a GLS, go look see, and use my little checklist, you just get so much gold out of that every single time. If it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, if I could, if I could do that several times a day, or if I could do that all day long, that would be my dream. It's just the goal for, and we often get reminded that the CEO of Lexus does 80% of his time is at the Gemba. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us.
Why can't we? Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, yeah, we're in this leadership role for a reason. We're leaders. We need to teach and train.
And at the end of the day, lean starts with LEA, doesn't it? It's leadership, and it's you've got to really, really, really understand that if you don't get that right, nothing's going to flow on from there. Lean is all about and leadership, isn't it?
Yep, and
That's
encouraging,
awesome.
and sharing the wins and ensuring they're getting gratitude for what they're doing.
Raising their self-esteem, praising,
absolutely,
gratitude.
100%. And receiving feedback is another one I'd just chuck in there too from the team, because we as leaders also have quite fixed mindsets of how we want to do things. So we just want to make sure that we're getting that feedback through from the team and constantly improving the processes, because non-utilized talent is another 8 waste.
Underused or unused employee genius. It's the worst waste of all, really, isn't it?
It is,
because we tie up our people with all the other 7 wastes, and because we're not smart enough to implement a lean culture.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ryan. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for your help, and we'll get this out in the on the YouTube channel as soon as we can to share all that value with as many people as we can. Awesome. Thanks again for joining.
Appreciate
Have a great day. Before
too.
You go, tell us your website so that people can go and look you up and buy stuff off you.
Yeah, so we started, Footcom New Zealand is our company, but it's all wholesale. So we've got our retail website, which I'd encourage people to have a look at, is teds.co.nz. And that's got all your shoe care products and care and accessories. So we're constantly keeping Kiwis on their feet.
I love that.
Looking sharp.
That's a great elevator pitch. Awesome. Thanks again, bro.
Cheers.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, Ryan.
Okay,
have a great day. See you, man.
Too.